Going on, family? New day, new beginnings. Before we get started, hit that like and share button and subscribe to Truthtrtube. As you can see by the thumbnail, gaslighting unmasked. You know, this is in regards to Shannon Sharp, Monique, interview we had with her on Club Shay Shay. I mean, there's nothing new. Monique been saying a lot of things for years, but what really caught my attention was the recording of Tyler Perry um, stating that he did certain things, he said things, he started that rumor, and that's my the gist of everything I got to say is like you hear a lot of pundits saying that Monique never should have did this, never should have did that. I know if someone started a rumor in regards to something that is not you, I think that you have a right to be bitter. You have a right to be upset because based on her calculations, how much her and her family missed out on in regards to movie deals, show deals, and so forth, that's a lot of money. And I think Tyler Perry should compensate her because he started that rumor. And this was all done because him and Oprah couldn't manipulate her into doing something um, and not paying her. This is my thing, especially with the black boule. Like Oprah's a piece of shit. Ever since I was small, I said this in another video. Oprah's a piece of shit. Oprah finessed a boatload of women into thinking that there's something they're not. And now, imagine this. She's telling you all these things about black men, and look what Oprah is doing to black women, along with, what she did to Taraji, allegedly. So when you hear these things about these two individuals, along with Kevin Hart, DL, and everybody else, DL stands for down low ugly, but that's just me, is that we need to go back to a time when these individuals, when they do certain things like this, they get touched. Because when you jeopardizing people's livelihood, that takes a toll on yourself and your family. Because you can't really make a living. And she was dependent on that, especially coming off of winning an Oscar for Precious. And that says a lot about, these individuals. They don't care. That's a cowardly spirit they have. And me per se, I don't worship no entertainers, no sports deities, religious. I don't do none of that because if you fucked up, you are who you are, no matter what it is. And when you're taking food off someone else's plate because they didn't want to do something you wanted them to do, that's cowardly. And for Tyler Perry to sit up there on that phone, he did apologize, but Monique still hasn't been compensated. Now look, there's probably some things she probably fabricated, I'm not sure. But the reason why I do believe her, because a lot of things that she said, Cat Williams said. You understand? And Tyler Perry never put no one productive on. Oprah, the only one she really put on productive was Gayle King, no one else. And a lot of these black women, they look up to Oprah. The Boule men, they look up to Oprah. You know, knowing that Oprah's a piece of shit. Like, I don't care if she's black, she's a black woman. I don't care none of that. And that's the problem with a lot of us. We think that all skin folk is kinfolk. That's not what it is. So when you see a black woman who's a piece of shit, a black man's a piece of shit, you call them for what they are. They're a piece of shit. You just don't accept abuse and then think it's cool because after a while, you mentally and spiritually normalize that. And that's not how it's supposed to be. You don't allow people to bully you into doing something you don't want to do. When people do that, when I was younger, it's called peer pressure. And I don't really hear that term no more, but that's what they used to tell us as kids. Don't allow people to force you into doing something. It's the same shit with adults, but it's not called peer pressure. You're just trying to pressure someone to do something that they're not comfortable doing and is unwarranted. So she got on Kevin Hart eventually. I've been saying this for the longest. Kevin Hart's a tool. He's a little fucking punk. He's not funny to me. I never watch a Kevin Hart comedy special. That's just me. So I never really seen any interest in him. I used to argue with people day in and day out in regards to Kevin Hart being corny. I've never seen a Kevin Hart movie, to be honest with you, because I just don't find him funny. So when Monique's saying these certain things about these people, I already knew mentally because that's just my spirit. My spirit just feeds off that, and I know that they're not really out for black people. They're out to use black people for their gain. Anything that could benefit them, they'll put you to use for it. And that's kind of unfair, especially when you have people looking up to you. Like, they got people that look up to Tyler Perry. They got people that look up to Oprah. They got people that look up to Kevin Hart and so forth. But I think as individuals, you need to start schooling your kids. Matter of fact, no grown person, just me. I don't really watch TV like that. So I'm not really indebted to the towards these individuals. I could care nothing about them. Something could end up happening to them tomorrow, and I wouldn't give a shit. Not saying I don't feel no empathy for them. I just don't give a shit because I feel that we all did something we didn't like, you know. But we could come to grips and say, that's my fault. But with these individuals, they've been doing it for so long, it's normal to them, and that's my issue. So when Monique's saying these things, I'm not gonna sit here and tell her she's bitter because you want to know something. You did something that was harmful to her career and to her character. And based on that, I think these individuals, they need to own up to it. Oprah's gonna go to a damn grave with a whole bunch of bullshit. Unless she write a damn memoir, something of that magnitude, detailing all the people she screwed over. But that's neither here or there. But when it comes to the rest of those individuals, that says a lot. In this industry, I said it before in my other videos, we need to get back to a point where we could shame these people and we could touch them physically. The reason why a lot of these things continuously go on because they're not being taught physically. Once you start touching someone physically, their whole mindset and their demeanor is going to change. They're going to be less prone to do shit to another person. They're going to stop it because they now know that they're going to be held accountable for their actions. Same thing in the streets. After a while, you can't continuously rob everybody out there. You sooner or later you're gonna get your get back. People gonna draw down on you, and that's gonna be it. I think within this whole entertainment industry, we need to get back to that. We need to clean house and let those so-called boule get it. The family, hit that like and share button and subscribe to Truthtrtube and drop me a comment. I definitely want to interact and get your take on the whole situation. Thank you.